I'm Dr. Granita Lathan, and I'd like to welcome you to our announcement of our expanded mental health supports for students in the Houston Independent School District. Ensuring student health, safety, and well-being is one of our HISD strategic priorities for 2019-20. I'd like to thank our partners for joining us today on this important occasion to celebrate work that will significantly support the social, emotional, and mental health needs of hundreds of HISD students. This work will improve and potentially save lives. I want to specifically name a few of our partners who have representatives in the room today or they're en route. Lyndale Basell, our lead partner in this initiative, definitely the HISD Foundation that supports all students in HISD unconditionally. Sewa International, the University of Houston Graduate School of Social Work, the Medinger Clinic at Baylor College of Medicine, Cap City Kids, on-site counseling, and our student summit host today, We Wellbeing. We greatly value the partners who support us in this effort. As we are constantly reminded, the work to meet both the academic and social needs of all children simply cannot be accomplished without the support of partners in this city and beyond. Thank you again to our partners. As children are exposed to growing numbers of stressful events, including natural disasters such as Hurricane Harvey and other tragedies like gun violence, they need access to mental health services in order to meet their full potential. In HISD, we are firmly committed to supporting the needs of the whole child. Through this initiative, we are increasing the number of mental health supports available to our students, and this expansion is only the beginning. This work will provide hundreds of students across 15 HISD campuses with expanded and direct access to mental health resources. Campuses identified as those in need of additional mental health supports include Dogan Elementary, Hartsfield Elementary, and Rucker Elementary School. Middle schools, Addicts Middle, Fleming Middle, Holland Middle School, MC Williams, Sugar Grove, and Thomas Middle School. And then for high schools, Liberty High School, Madison, Washington High School, Westside, Wisdom, and Yates. And I want to read to you a text I actually received this morning at 8 o'clock a.m. And you can get my phone and look at it. It says, "Good morning, using my begging voice. Is it too late to add HSAA to the list of schools involved in the mental health partnership?" So that is High School Ahead, which is an alternative program for our overage student. That is the SSO, Miss Bell, sending a text begging for them in her begging voice, and she likes to beg if you know her. And I said, "Good morning, I will have to check," and she said, "Thank you." So to our partners in the HISD Foundation, Miss Scott, is it too late for High School Ahead? They know me. They know I can't say no to our schools, but it is. And this week alone, I think we know we've had some challenges at High School Ahead with some of our students, especially our female students. So if it's anything we can figure out, just let me know. But I'd also like to share some highlights of the initiative. The HISD Foundation will sponsor, through the backing of our partners, a social work manager under the Office of Social and Emotional Learning to implement, oversee, and design the Mental Health and Wellness Initiative. The initiative includes a partnership with the University of Houston Graduate School of Social Work to provide group counseling and social services to students. The HISD Foundation will also fund a series of training for HISD counselors, social workers, and wraparound specialists, administrators, and educators to further develop the skills and capacity of these professionals. Trainings will be led by industry experts on topics that include crisis, trauma, abuse, and suicide prevention. Finally, the initiative will include a partnership with VYASA Houston, an organization dedicated to education, research, and services through yoga to promote health, happiness, and peace in society. Students in Texas today are under tremendous academic and social pressure. Unfortunately, many students with mental health disorders lack the treatment necessary for them to excel in the classroom. Many issues simply go undetected due to a lack of professionals available to them. As a result, these mental health issues often manifest themselves at school in a variety of ways, in particular, lower academic achievement and higher incidence of suspensions and expulsions. Social and emotional learning Anti-bullying and crisis intervention efforts are a priority for the district, and HISD will continue improving social and emotional learning curriculum. Following this news conference, nearly 300 students from HISD will participate in our first Mental Health Youth Summit, sponsored by Lyndale Basel and hosted by WE. HISD and WE are partnering to deliver the WE Wellbeing Program, where students will receive tools and resources to support their own well-being and the well-being of others on their respective campuses. Today, students will engage in activities, workshops, and conversations about promoting mental health and wellness in schools, families, and communities. Today's summit will empower students as mental fitness influencers. We want to take away the stigma of mental illness and raise student awareness around mental health in the district. I want to say to Ms. Scott and the foundation and Ms. Scott with the HISD Foundation and Dr. Roberta Scott with the social emotional learning department, I want to thank you for just fulfilling my vision. Some of you don't know, when I applied to college, I applied for 2 majors. One was to be a teacher and the other was social worker. The scholarship came for teaching, and I get to fulfill my dream of being a social worker through this initiative, and I want to thank you and thank our partners for that. At this time, I'd like to, Dr. Roberta Scott to come and bring remarks.
Good morning. I am Dr. Roberta Scott, and I am the director for the Social and Emotional Learning Department. I want to first start off by acknowledging my leader, Dr. Courtney Busby, the Officer for Special Population, and then also my SEL team that brought this together today with the partnerships of the organizations. And so I am excited about this work that we're doing today with our students, for them to take back the leadership role and address the social and emotional learning needs of our district. We know today growing up can be tough and difficult for our students. They are grappling with new ideas and influences that will impact and shape who they are to become. Our students today are under a lot of stress and pressures. They're going through their awkward phases in life via social media, and they are being consumed by technology. That is why it is important for this work and for us to increase and work within these issues. One of the things, or several of the things that we have done in the district to increase the support to address the issues are providing more social workers, more licensed psychologists, and more other mental health services. The idea is this: if our students are to be successful academically, we must also take care of their social and emotional learning needs. There is a quote that I want to leave you with today, and it's about expectations. And I believe that if we expect and believe our students, they can and they will be successful. I am not who I think I am. I am not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am. Our students can achieve and be successful if we just believe in them. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Diana English. I'm head of the We Wellbeing program. And I just want to start by saying a huge thank you to our partners at HISD. We are so grateful to be here today. It's such a tremendous opportunity. And we're just so inspired by your leadership, your commitment to your students, and the work that you're doing to increase the resources on mental health available to your students. And that's why it's so important for us today to be working together to move the needle on student mental health and on student well-being. We know that 70% of mental health problems have their onset in childhood and adolescence. And that's why it's so important that we set an early foundation for students to be healthy and successful. We know that we all have mental health, and just the way that we work to maintain our physical health over the course of our lifetimes, we'll also need to work to promote our own mental health as well. And that's why it's so important that we make sure that students have the tools and the resources that they need to be able to meet those challenges when they inevitably come, either for themselves or for the people that they love. The We Wellbeing program is based on evidence-based promotion and prevention practices. It includes educational tools and resources to help young people build their own well-being and to support the well-being of those around them. In this way, our goals are aligned directly with those of HISD. And together, we are here to educate ourselves and our community away from stigma and towards an acceptance and celebration of diversity. Students are truly at the forefront today, which is why today is so important. Here together, we are empowering students and educators with the skills and knowledge to be mental fitness influencers and to take back the lessons, skills, and resources from today to influence their classrooms, families, and communities. Thank you so much. And I would love to introduce Ganesh Desai, who is president of SEWA International. Thank you.
Namaste. My name is Ganesh Desai. I'm president of SEWA International Houston chapter, and it is my honor and privilege to be here this morning. Thank you very much for inviting me to say a few words. SEWA International is a Hindu faith-based service organization that believes in its core values, that is, the world is one family, and serving humanity is serving divinity, and let all be healthy, Lord, let all be happy, let all see good in each other, and let no one suffer misery. So one of the core activities of our mission is disaster relief, aid local communities, and promote volunteerism. So during Harvey, we were serving in Greater Houston communities. We found when we were doing case management of approximately 1,600 families, that one of the most vulnerable among all people are our children during these traumatic times. And with our family services coordinator, he is Mr. Madan Luthraji, present here, and our education team, Madeline is sitting somewhere in the back, and Bhavna Luthra from our mental health team, she is on her way here. She hasn't arrived yet. So we found that to help students and their families, one of the best practices is introducing practice of yoga and mindfulness. By doing this practice, it will help them manage their stress, because there are all types of stress that from childhood to adulthood everybody goes through. So we find that this is one of the very positive programs that can help students and the faculty. So we partner with HISD Foundation. We are very thankful to Ms. Ann Scott for taking our idea forward and talking to HISD. And we thank you very much, Dr. Lathan, for initiating this program, and we hope that this program will help everybody who gets benefit from this, and other school districts also get motivation from your initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, HISD, for inviting the Menninger Clinic to be part of this very important effort. We applaud you for recognizing the significance of integrating mental health supports into schools and taking action. Having worked with many local students and families, I've seen how mental illnesses and behavioral health challenges can disrupt learning and a student's ultimate academic success. The negative effects of unrecognized and untreated mental illness can lead to a cascade of difficulties that negatively affect a child, an adolescent, and their family. In fact, research shows that half of all mental illnesses present with symptoms before the age of 14 years. And we know that many of these challenges are preventable and can be addressed by connecting families with the appropriate behavioral health resources and teaching valuable social and emotional skills. That's why Menninger is proud to once again be working with HISD through the Bridge Up initiative that brings together Houston area schools, nonprofits, and behavioral health services to teach social and emotional competencies. Students at HISD's Rucker Elementary, Stevenson Middle, and Sam Houston Math, Science, and Technology Center will benefit this year from SEL programs. While SEL helps to address prevention, we're also laser focused on early intervention to connect students in need to more targeted supports, positive behavioral interventions, restorative practices, mindfulness, mentoring, and even mental health assessment and treatment when needed. What we found through this initiative is remarkable. The programs have enhanced mental health and well-being among students. They've decreased violence, aggression, disciplinary referrals, and improved academic performance. As a child and adolescent psychiatrist, I know that this type of wraparound support is what's needed to nurture the whole child who excels not only academically, but socially in their relationships with self, peers, teachers, and family. Rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide are increasing amongst our young people. We have to ensure that these youth, their families, are referred to the highest quality, evidence-based mental health care available. And I'm confident that treatment works. And I'd like to tell you a story about JoJo as an example. JoJo is a student in HISD who's exhibiting high anxiety in her classroom one day. She had a history of harming herself and experienced suicidal thoughts as a result of childhood trauma. She was referred to counseling and invited to join an SEL group at her school. When her anxiety began to worsen, she was referred to the Menninger Clinic for inpatient treatment, while her mother also began outpatient individual counseling. Today, JoJo's mother says that anxiety, sleep deprivation, and depression are no longer interfering with her child's life. She has her old JoJo back. She credits the wraparound services, SEL, intervention, and treatment for bringing her daughter back to her usual state of health. JoJo is proud that she stayed committed to the whole process. She worked hard, and the family continues in outpatient counseling today. This is just one example of many and how we can impact the community through collaboration on display today to make an indelible impact in the lives of our youth. Menninger is grateful to join with other fantastic partners and local providers to ensure that students and families have the mental health support they need to thrive. Thank you.